Hey viewers, welcome to VL Astrology once again. I'm Vanita Lenka, I'm a Vedic astrologer, and I'm going to be talking about the much awaited video on Jupiter's retrogression. Yes, Jupiter is turning retrograde on the 20th of June, and this is going to be a very, very informative video for you. I have taken a lot of time and a lot of effort to make this, to compile this video, basically, compile the information. So I hope you all like it, and do subscribe my channel in case you wish to get such updates from time to time. And do watch the initial summary part because there's lots and lots of information that I'm going to be sharing with you all. And also we'll be sharing the sign-wise predictions in the latter segment. So initially I will be sharing as to what exactly you should be doing when the planet is retrograde. And what is retrogression, what is Jupiter in Aquarius. All this is there, and lots of other information as well. So stay tuned. And to the ones who are watching me for the first time, I must tell you, this is a Jupiter retrograde in Aquarius and will be getting demoted in the sign of Capricorn. I will be sharing the dates and the conjunctions by the screen share, as I always do. But before going there, I just want to quickly tell you that no transit is good or bad completely. There are always mixed results that you feel. It can be that you feel very uncomfortable few days, and then you feel a little better. That's because Jupiter is not just going to be in a zone where it is interacting with the planet for long, any of the planet for long, or as a matter of fact, it is going to be interacting off and on with other planets as well. How are the other planets in the transit? That is also quite relevant. So this Jupiter transit in the retrogression is not going to be the same. That is what I want to tell you. So just consider this as a very general video, and you should check yourself where your Jupiter in the natal horoscope is, in your birth chart is. If at all there is a connectivity between Jupiter and the transit Jupiter, your birth chart Jupiter, and the Jupiter which is moving in the sky, that is in Aquarius right now and turning retrograde. Right now it is stationary, so I had a lot of complications also doing this, compiling the information. But yes, when Jupiter is forming a connectivity like say 5-9 axis or say 1-4-7-10 axis from your Jupiter, natal Jupiter, then this transit is going to be good. At the same time, you have to see whether your Jupiter in the natal horoscope is retrograde, because retrogression is a process where the planets forget their own significations. I've made a separate video on that. I will share the link in the description box. You must watch that if you want to understand the phenomena of retrogression and how the planets behave when they are retrograde. That's a very important video. You must also see whether Jupiter is a functional or a functional friendly planet to that particular ascendant or not. What kind of dasha are you in? If there is a dasha of the planet which is forming a connectivity with Jupiter, maybe you have a conjunction with the other planets. Suppose Mercury and Jupiter are together in your natal horoscope, or maybe Saturn and Jupiter are together, or any other planet, as a matter of fact, is Venus and Jupiter are together in your natal horoscope. So you have to see the dasha is of Venus. How is it forming a connectivity with this Jupiter in the sky? Is it forming a 6-8 relationship? Then there can be complications in this transit. So this is the way you should be checking yourself. Also, you should see, every 3 years, Jupiter is going to be forming some connectivity with the particular point, with the particular bhava. Because every 3 years, it's going to be like, either in the trine or in the opposition or in conjunction with planets every 3 years. So you will feel that there is a particular pattern that you will yourself be able to access during the transit of Jupiter also. So with the natal planets. So this is something which, you should be seeing. Also check where your, when Jupiter, whether is a return, you have a Jupiter return. So that is also a very, very important time when Jupiter return happens. All right. So these are, the parameters that you should be checking, not just writing off completely a particular transit, or maybe, just expecting too much from a particular good planet, especially. So retrogression, of course, is a very, very vague phenomena, which is, like the planet becomes Shakata. That is it is in the Sakta avastha, because there are, different avasthas in the conditions of the planets. So when any planet is in retrogression, that means the rays are very, very strong. In Faldipika, it's mentioned the Rashmis, the rays are pretty strong, and the planet gives a lot of influence on the earth, and the people staying on the earth, of course. So that is the reason, Jupiter being a benefic planet, it is considered to be a huge planet, which actually helps us. The protection is astronomically also, because the asteroids, they don't touch us on the Earth, because of the planets. Planets are being protected because of this Jupiter in the in between the asteroids. That is also a big time saving grace for all of us. So that is something which is there. And of course, Jupiter, as we all know, is a benefic planet. It's approximately 12 years time that it takes to be in a particular zone, comes back to a particular zone. So each sign house needs that attention whenever Jupiter is transiting. Retrogression is again a very, very important phenomena, which is why, the Jupiter, the planet of wisdom, the planet of optimism, luck, philosophy, publishing, religion. So when it gets retrograde, so that is that this video, that's why requires a lot of attention also. So we cannot just say that this is going to be a very bad transit or a very great transit. Okay, so it's very difficult to assess basically, the planet planets which are in retrogression. Simultaneously, Saturn also gets retrograde every year, almost every at the same time. One benefic and one malefic getting retrograde. So it is going to be giving mixed kind of results. And this year, it's like Jupiter is in the sign of Aquarius, which is ruled by Saturn, and it's going to be coming back to the sign of owned by Saturn again, the Capricorn sign. And it's called the demotion. Somebody is getting promoted to another sign. It's Atichari, and then it finishes off the span speedily, comes back again to the place where it started from. So it's not good. It is not in a good shape. As it is, it's a debilitation place for for Jupiter. So this is going to be for, you must understand that this whole phenomena is basically for 4 months. That is 10 degrees approximately every year, Jupiter retrogrades. Okay. So when 10 degrees are getting covered, that means out of 30 degrees, 1/3 of the portion of the world population is born under Jupiter retrogression. So is the state of Saturn retrogression as well. So whenever there is, when you have to check the results of Jupiter, you must see the placement, the strength of Jupiter in your natal horoscope. Only then you will be able to assess the transit position. But yes, in general, I will be sharing with you the everything so that you are aware of it. So to start with, let me share with you the dates first. So what is Jupiter retrogression in Aquarius and Capricorn dates? 20th of June, it gets retrograde, and it's stationary when I'm making this video. On the 18th of October, it will turn direct. He will turn direct, and will be entering Capricorn on the 14th of September. So in Aquarius, this Jupiter is going to be till the 14th of September. So I will be making a separate degrees on separate video on the Capricorn transit. So total 10 degrees, as I said, 1/3 of the total span, 120 degrees approximately in a year, 4 months in a year, Jupiter turns retrograde. And what about the nakshatra transits? As you know, why the Jupiter transit is not going to be giving you similar result, because it is going to be in the Shatabisha nakshatra when it's turning retrograde till 20th of July. And then will be turning, getting back to the DHANISHTHA nakshatra till the 2nd January. I've already made the video for the whole span, how this Jupiter is going to be, and what is the who all people who are born under certain nakshatras, Venus, Moon, Mercury in Shatabisha Nakshatra when Jupiter is transiting is not good, but in retrogression, it is going to neutralize effects. So that's going to be positive. In Dhanishta Nakshatra when it transits, so the people who are born under Ketu, Sun, Saturn nakshatras, then Dhanishta Nakshatra transit of Jupiter is not considered to be good. I've already made the video on Tara Chakra. You can go back and watch that. I'll share the link in the description box again, or in the information here. But in retrogression, when these nakshatras, they are going to get little neutralizing effect. So don't worry about it. Then Purva Bhadra, of course, Shatavisha, I've already told you, Purva Bhadra next year it will be transiting. So Mercury, Venus, Moon, people will not feel that great results. The ones who are having this nakshatra. So I've mentioned the nakshatras here. Ketu, Venus, Sun, Moon, Mars, Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury nakshatras. So you can just make a note of these. And these are the 9 stars. So if it is 3rd, 5th, or the 7th nakshatra, then it is not going to be a good transit for you. Okay. Suppose you're born under Ketu nakshatra. Okay. So suppose you're born under Ashwini Maghamula nakshatra. So this Dhanishta nakshatra transit is not going to be good because it is going to be 3rd, 5th, or 7th Tara from there. So that's why it's not considered to be good. I have also mentioned in this video about the Veda concept. I will be covering that as well when I'm taking up the sign wise predictions. You will get to know if Jupiter is transiting your 2nd house, what is the Veda? 12th house is the Veda. Any planet in the 12th house will be causing the Veda, the obstruction to this Jupiter retrogression. Okay, which is very important to note. And when Jupiter is transiting through the bad houses, there is a cancellation to the Veda also, which is called the Viprit Veda. So when Jupiter is transiting 3, 4, 8, 10, 12 houses, so say suppose it's the 12th house for Capricorn natives, it is the 12th house transit in the Aquarius sign. So that is if there is a planet in the 2nd house that is in the 2nd house from the I got a little confused. If there is a if there is a transit of Jupiter in the 12th house, okay, so 12th house is Aquarius, and then it is for the Pisces sign. So for Pisces native, if there is a planet in Aries transiting in the sky, then this transit is going to be getting cancelled. This transit is not going to give the 12th house negative impacts. Okay. So that's how you should learn. Then planetary placements from Jupiter during this time. Rahu is going to be in the 4th house from Jupiter. Ketu is in the 10th house from Jupiter. Saturn is in the 12th house. And they're going to be together also when it goes into the Capricorn sign. Sun and Venus are going to be aspected by Jupiter in Gemini to start with. When this transit is happening, Sun and Venus are in Gemini sign. When I will be showing that chart as well. Now, Leo sign, when Jupiter is in retrogression, is right opposite Aquarius. So Leo sign, there are planets which are going to be transiting, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Sun. So they're going to be aspected by this Jupiter. This is again a very, very important one. I will be making separate videos though on these. But when Jupiter is aspecting Venus, so there will be, goodness in relationship. You will find that there is some solace there. And whenever a planet is retrograde, it becomes like some other planet. It behaves like one, or gives the results of the Karaka houses. So maybe, it's said that Jupiter, when it turns retrograde, it's behaving like Venus. It's more lustful. It's more on the material side. So when Jupiter is in retrogression, right opposite Venus, so it is going to enhance the lust. It is going to enhance the material comforts in your life. Love relationships are going to get improved. With Mars and Jupiter opposition is also going to give you a lot of zeal and boldness to take decisions, risk-taking ability. When Mercury is aspected by Jupiter, wisdom plus the knowledge. That is the combination. When Sun is aspected by Jupiter and Sun is mutually aspecting, of course, so there can be that it enhances your authority. You get promoted. So this is on the mundane level, on the general way. that these things happen. Now, let me share with you what happens when Jupiter and Sun are in retrograde. See, you have to see whenever in a horoscope how to judge yourself whether a planet is retrograde or not. Okay. It's because of the planet in the ninth house, sixth, seventh, eighth, or ninth house outer planets. Whenever from Sun, the planets are in sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth houses. So when you see the planets are here, that means the planet is turning retrograde. Okay. So when on this day, when Sun and Jupiter are getting in this combination, like this far from each other, then Jupiter is turning retrograde because Sun is in Gemini and Jupiter is in Aquarius. Though they are both are in the air signs, but still they are showing the retrogression easily you can make out. Okay. Now, when they turn direct, what happens? On the 18th of October, you will see that from Sun and Jupiter, if you will see, there is only 4 houses difference. That means Jupiter is not going to be changing the signs rapidly because it's a slow moving planet, but Sun is. Sun is going to be moving from Gemini. It has moved all these places, 5 places it has moved, Sun has moved, and now it is closer to getting direct. So Jupiter got direct, will get direct, I mean, on the 18th of October here, when Jupiter is in Capricorn, when it's got demoted and it's come back to Capricorn sign. But yes, Sun and Jupiter are forming a good connectivity here. And do remember that whenever the retrogression is happening, it's because of the distance between the Sun and the other planet. So that is the reason whenever a planet is in retrogression, it is very happy or has the potency to give the results, the maximum to the maximum. So when a planet is in retrogression, you must see, we can just take an analogy on this. Suppose there is a stage show going on and an artist is saying his dialogue, doing the drama and, is performing well, is very well known in the college or the university he's studying. But suddenly a very huge, big celebrity, like you can say Amitabh Bachchan, he just appears and he stands on the same platform. Do you think that particular actor who was there, the student who was performing on the stage, will be paid attention any longer? No, because Amitabh Bachchan has just arrived and everybody has shifted the focus on the star, the legend. So that is the reason whenever a planet is without Sun, nowhere in the vicinity to Sun, then he has that courage and that boldness and that freedom to give the results completely and 100%, because now there is nobody to take over the stage. So whenever this kind of a combination happens, you see when in the sky or in a horoscope, as a matter of fact, this is for the enthusiasts, who are learning astrology. I must tell you, if you see these, if you want to just make out, or if the planet is not mentioned retrograde, but here it is suppose not mentioned R in front of it or underlined Jupiter. That means you can easily make out, oh, this is 9 houses away from Sun. That means this planet is just gotten direct, is going to get retrograde, or maybe stationary. Okay. So because right now when I'm making this video, Jupiter is stationary. So it is not showing that R in front of it. So you can easily make out that Jupiter is in retrogression because it is far from Sun. And if at all it is in these, signs closer to Sun, 4 houses, 3 houses, 2 houses, that means it is in the direct motion. So this is also one of the ways to look at retrograde planets, and definitely it is going to be giving you some clarity on retrograde planets as well. But retrograde planets definitely are going to be giving you results as per their, Karak Tattva, suppose Jupiter is the Karaka for 5, 9, 11, 2, these houses. So it is said that Jupiter is going to give the results of those houses as well when it's in retrogression. Okay. So this is it for the information that I wanted to share. Now I will be sharing one by one all the sign-wise predictions, and I'll be covering the Vedas also. So some abnormal, yeah, little bit about the mundane predictions. See, there is a likelihood that uh, you on the mundane level, if we see, whenever a planet is in retrogression, there are two planets in retrogression, and Mercury is also retrograde when I'm making this video. Let me see if I have that screen to share. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is um, Jupiter, Jupiter direct. Okay, this is Jupiter direct, Jupiter retrograde. Just give me a moment. I'll share the screen so that you guys can make out. Yeah. So Jupiter is turning retrograde. So when Jupiter is turning retrograde, just now it's stationary when I've made this chart. So when it turns retrograde, it is going to be giving that, it is going to be giving that kind of, if you see in the sky, Jupiter is, okay, this is the direct chart. That's why I'm not getting it. One second. Jupiter retrograde Aquarius. I'm so sorry about this. Just give me a moment. Okay, it's not here. Yeah. Anyhow, so what happens when Jupiter goes retrograde on this day? We have Jupiter is turned retrograde, and so is Mercury. Mercury is also retrograde, and Saturn is also retrograde. And you must understand the sign Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter, is also hemmed between two malefics. Saturn is moving towards Sagittarius, and Ketu is also in the 12th house from there. So this also indicates of some unnatural, something different that we are going to experience. Whenever there's a lot of planets retrograding in the sky, there is something unusual that we experience. And as we all know, Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn, these are all the planets which are actually involved in the current situation of epidemic. So we must um, don't expect too much, too many results related to the relief. And also, the financial markets and the condition of the global economical issues that we are going through. Economy is very, very badly hit. So with this Jupiter retrograde, there will be some relief coming our ways, but definitely it is not going to be that drastic because Jupiter is going back to the Capricorn sign where he's getting demoted also. So let me share with you the sign wise predictions. So I hope you all have got a lot of clarity on this. So for Aries natives to start with, Jupiter is turning retrograde in your, okay, Jupiter is turning retrograde in your 11th house, being the lord of the 9th and the 12th. So this is going to be bringing about some, I hope it's not some problem with the speed also today. Can anybody tell me if you can hear me? Hello? I'll be starting the sign-wise predictions. If you can clarify, if you can hear me, if you can just let me know. Somebody. Okay, thanks, Lisa. Thanks so much. So I continue. So to start with Aries people first. So for Aries, as I said, this Jupiter is going to be transiting through your 11th house, being the lord of the ninth and the 12th. So this is the time to explore your new circle, to explore your new friends, or there are going to be some opportunities that you'll be getting to join the clubs, to join the groups, or you are more tolerant to others under the influence, okay, which will open the door to new friendships. Achievement of your long-term goals, your goals are easier to reach, uh, definitely depending upon your personal Jupiter also, how it is. So the results will modify. And this is as per your ascendant or moon sign. If at all you feel that whichever is matching up more, you should hear that. Okay. So that is something which is very important to uh, talk of. Also, Jupiter is going to be under giving you financial gains. At the same time, you have to put really a lot of hard work because Jupiter is away from Sun. So that light is missing basically. You have that zeal, but at the same time, that energy and the power is missing in you. Somewhere you're feeling very frustrated. You'll feel very impatient also. As it is, Mars is also in debility, as you can see. Also, sun eclipse just took place, so sun is also not in that great strength. It's just recouping. Okay, but gradually things are going to improve. Love relationships will have little bit of instability, or you will have to, it will be tidal. There will be some problems that you have to figure out and you have to work through, or things related to commitments might just give you some load or pressure. But at the professional front, you definitely are feeling a little better with Saturn retrogression. It is going to be giving you that kind of clarity at the place of work also. Also, you must check, there is a lot of information, as I said in this video. You must also see the condition of, the, one second. Okay. You must also see the condition of the sixth house. Okay, the results of the sixth house might suffer because from the fifth, from Jupiter, the seventh house, this is the seventh house aspect. So the second house from the seventh house from Jupiter becomes the Maraka place. So there can be some issues that you can go through related to your loans, your enemies, diseases. There can be some complications which can come up. So all those things you have to be extra careful about. Don't go in for heavy loans. Take a little bit of loans and try paying them off. Also, Jupiter is aspecting the sign of Gemini and Libra also. So the houses which can suffer is the um, your fourth house and the eighth house. So related to these also, because these are the Maraka places from there. So this where the Jupiter is aspecting. So you can have some complications related to your mother, to your finances also. Maybe you're not able to pay off the taxes, and this becomes a big bit of a problem for you also. Okay, so you have to be extra cautious. I think you should take some loan so that you are at least out of the that works as a remedy basically. If you keep some loans, or if you're otherwise you will have some health issues. So keep some loan on hand so that you are out of that misery and the health issues. And also be careful about the co-workers at the place of work. Just be just have that serving attitude. If you have that serving attitude, you will definitely be feeling better, okay, with this transit. Coming to the next sign, that is Taurus. All right. So for Taurus natives, this transit of Jupiter is happening in your 10th house. And this will give you in the 10th house, and this will give you being the Lord of the 11th and being the Lord of the 8th in the 10th house. So we have to check the connectivity forming between these. So some professional hiccups you can have, some change in profession, some career changes are going to happen. If at all you're thinking of changing the place where you are living, so this is the time you should be getting some opportunity also to do that. Improve relationships with the authority figures. Your relationship with your boss is likely to improve, and your relationship with your father is also going to be maybe getting a little better. Situations will not be favorable when there is a change in the boss's department. Maybe the boss is going to be changing the place, and then there is another boss which is coming over, and then you have some problems because of the switch. Maybe there is a job switch also, and this brings about some turbulence in your life. Don't make any kind of hasty decisions. Don't be too impulsive. Likelihood is that, in the Kendra house, Jupiter's transit is not considered to be that bad. They become very neutral, basically. In retrogression, it gives positive results. So you might have some impulsive to control. So what is the remedy for you? Keep some jaggery in your mouth, or just keep a piece of raw turmeric. There is a which is called the haldi gant, basically. So I will mention in the description box also. Also check when the planets are transiting. See, Venus is transit, you must understand how is that. I've mentioned the dates in the beginning, so you must check that as well. How is the transit going to be? That will definitely depend on your um, Venus's transit also. Jupiter is going to be aspecting when Venus transits through Leo sign. Also, there can be some complications related to your fifth house. So progeny, there can be some problems with the children, or student natives might have problems in their, concentration, because wherever Jupiter aspects, the second house from there also suffers. Also, this Jupiter is in retrogression and is coming backwards. So it will give the result of the ninth house also. So related to your communication with your guru, with your father, maybe learning, higher education, higher knowledge, skills enhancement, all these areas you have to focus mainly on. Also, Jupiter is going to be aspecting the Gemini sign. So you have to be very careful in your communication, because Jupiter's aspect and the second house from there is the Maraka place. So this is going to be, as per BSP, I must tell you, this is a rule that the significations of the sixth house and the 10th house suffer, because these are the Maraka places from where Jupiter aspects. So you have to be extra careful about your complications related to your communication. There can be some verbal heated arguments often. So you have to maintain some peace, and you have to remain calm during this time. So just keep that, and I think it will help you. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Gemini. That is 1 second. All right. For Gemini natives, this transit of Jupiter is happening. These are live sessions, I must tell you. That is why this glitch happens, because in a flow, I speak more than the recorded ones. So I prefer live sessions. You get to know a lot many things from me that way as well. So for Gemini natives, Jupiter is transiting your ninth house, being the lord of your Kendra houses, that is the angular houses, seventh as well as the 10th house. So this is going to be giving you some focus on the family life and at the workplace also. You will be maybe making some changes at the place of work during this time, some travel related jobs or something to do with your contact with the people in the foreign lands is quite likely. This is also a very good time for the stimulation of your intellectual curiosity and the desire fulfillment towards education. In case you have to, you should go in for that. Under this influence, educational endeavors are going to do very well. You're going to be open to learning new concepts, new beginnings, something new, some new skills. Learning of language is also quite likely. And you will have a lot of faith in and the conviction in doing things, not depending on the religion. because Jupiter retrogression means you're forgetting the religious belief system, the conventional religious belief system that you have, the traditions. Any planet which is retrograde is forgetting its own significations and behaves in a very different manner. So you will be focused on acquiring knowledge, but it is not going to be on the same conventional path that you have been doing. Okay, but this will be like giving you a lot of higher meaning, that philosophical belief system in a very different manner. You're going to be initiating something, bring about some revolution, something which is going to be very academically, you're going to be doing very well, and there can be some conclusion that you'll be getting related to your married life also, or with your partnership, in your partner, with your partner, you're having a lot of maybe some terms that you're going to be deciding that this is what I want. Okay, so all that is coming your way, because being the 7th and the 10th lord, this is going out of the league. It's going backwards also towards the 8th house. So this is going to be bringing about some change in your life, transformative energy in your life, but to the extent where you are going to be benefited out of it. It's not going to be a negative one. Make sure that you take care of your mother's health, you take care of your professional growth also, and your financials also. Okay, because the 10th house from Jupiter and the 6th house from Jupiter is going to be feeling some discomfort. So these are the marka places from the aspects when Jupiter is aspecting certain areas. It's going backwards also, so something related to tax or something related to insurance, that is going to be little troublesome for you. So make sure that you get everything aligned. It's this video is coming your way well in advance, so you can make certain changes that you wish to. Okay, so do so in case you're feeling that there are certain health issues to you, so they are going to get maybe little, that cure is coming your way, maybe some unconventionality attached to the cure also. So make sure that you just don't go in for the conventional medication. Something different if you do, maybe that is going to help. Jupiter, you must check Mercury's transit. Mercury is going to be right opposite Jupiter also. I will be making a separate video though, but Jupiter and Mercury combination generally, is that you're going to be getting more wiser, you're going to be making decisions, that wisdom prevails, and you're going to be initiating some intellectual pursuits, some educational pursuits also in your life. Take care of the weight gain. That's something that I keep telling you when Jupiter aspects the 1st house. So you must be feeling that already. Maybe retrogression helps you in some with some people, depending on your personal chart, of course, how Jupiter is. That is very, very important. Coming to the next sign, that is Cancer. All right, for Cancer natives, Jupiter is going to be transiting your 8th house, being the lord of the 9th as well as 6th in the 8th house. So you see, 8th house transit is going to be giving you some more in-depth understanding of the people around you. You will not have that, that struggle that you have been making, with the Jupiter in the 8th house. What happens, Jupiter, when it's direct, you have a lot of restrictions. Jupiter binds you to the conventions. And when Jupiter goes retrograde, it's away from Sun. So what happens, you have a lot of, your horizons open up, because it is giving you that power to analyze things in a very different perspective. So you will feel that that now is the time that you resort to something different, some maybe manipulation, you're going to be getting into. So just relax, that's going to be time being, so don't get into that zone. But yes, analyze things in a very different manner, from a different eye. You will get more clarity because of that. And there are certain power struggles that you have been going through that is going to get relaxed with Jupiter getting retrograde. And there can be increased intimacy also. Okay, so you have to be taking care of those emotional bent of mind, and that getting closer to the partner, some secret relationship can be revealed. All those things you have to be extra cautious about. But yes, it is also going to be giving you those opportunities, those sexual opportunities with the partner, and you will explore those sexual taboos also. Okay, more willing to, basically. You're expanding you're not that orthodox approach that you have been applying till now. So your hard work is going to be paid off, and you're going to be having some clarity as to what you want to do and go ahead with it. Just make sure that your communication is uh, you're careful about your communication with people. It can go a little bit harsher. Also, there can be that you feel something to change yourself, to modify your looks and all, so it might just backfire. So be extra careful about exploring new things, about your looks, about your persona, about your personality. Don't take it too further. Okay, don't go overboard on those things. Also, somebody has asked me about the mother, if at all there is maybe some problem with the mother. So somebody wants to know about the health issues, legal issues also. Okay, I will mention. So what is happening for the mother? We have to see the condition of Venus in your chart. When Jupiter and Venus will be right opposite to each other, things will improve. Okay, and also you have to see that there is no krura drishti or anything negative aspect on this. Also, Ketu is in the second house from the fourth. So this is also not a good combination for the mother. Also, Saturn is looking here. Mars is looking at the fourth house. So we have to wait for Mars to leave this zone. Also, Saturn's Rishti is not that bad right now because it's in retrogression. So mother is going to feel better with Jupiter's retrogression also. Okay. Ketu is there. Ketu is moving backwards. So this is not looking good. There are certain health issues for Cancer natives for to the mother. So you have to be. I'm so sorry. You have to take care about the legal issues. Jupiter, being the lord of the sixth, has gone to the eighth in retrogression. So there can be something very different approach that you have to take up to make decisions about your legal issues. Maybe you have to change the lawyer in retrogression. That can happen. Or maybe there is some mutual arena you have to opt for. So just see which works for you, depending on your personal chart, of course, how Jupiter is in your personal chart, because Jupiter is the lord of your ninth also and sixth also. So maybe you have to pay extra money and get rid of it. Okay, so this is what is Jupiter retrogression going to help you with. And you have asked about legal issues, health issues. Yeah, I've told you about it. Okay, coming to the next sign, that is Leo. Okay, this is live session, so please forgive me if I'm taking too long. I'm answering the queries also simultaneously. So for Leo natives, this transit of Jupiter is happening on your seventh house. And it's said that Jupiter behaves like Venus, and in retrogression moves back to the sixth house for you. And as it is going to go back. So it is also the lord of Jupiter is also the lord of the fifth and the eighth. So this is going to definitely impact your children. Maybe you are going to be going away from your children, or maybe children are going away from you. There is definitely going to be improvement in your health. This is going to enhance those, improve those health issues. Partner in your partnership relationship, there can be some decisions that you have to make. But yes, I will not say improvement in relationship is going to be little neutralizing effect, because Jupiter direct gives better results here. Generally, it is not considered to be in the Kendra, in the seventh house zone when Jupiter retrogrades. It is going to give you some a neutralizing effect in the relationship. Nothing great, nothing really worsening also. But you have to get clarity. You have to make out what exactly do you want. That you have to, that undercurrent which is there, that you will get the clarity. But yes, this is going to give you a lot of sexual urge. There is going to be a lot of passion in the relationship, or initiation of any kind of business is also anticipated during this time. Some legal matters, you're going to be negotiating during this time, and you will be getting that kind of strength also here. Also, you'll be resolving certain problems which you're going through till now in relationships. Children, being the lord of the children, like fifth house, so this is good for childbirth as well. And in case you're running through some some business already. So I would say that just lie low, because there can be some obstacles that you have to go through. Your equation with your business partner can go a little haywire and can be a little challenging also. So be careful. Also, Jupiter is looking at your first house. So there are certain problems related to your second house, financials. So maybe you have to give a lot of money to somebody, and hand loan or some kind of loan that you have already taken, you're not going to be able to pay off that loan. So it's better that you just pay in parts, otherwise it is going to pile up. Also, Jupiter is looking at your 11th house, it's looking at your third house. So the houses which are getting impacted negatively are 12th house and 4th house as well. So some foreign clientele maybe is going to be impacting negatively, something to do with your foreigners connectivity is going to suffer. So you have to be taking care. Also, mother's health can suffer, so take care of that. But yes, Jupiter is lord of the eighth in the Maraka place, so it is going to actually give your spouse a better health. So that's something which is, and the financials of the spouse is also going to get better. Okay, new job coming your way, some new place that you're thinking of changing and going, that is also quite likely during this time. Okay. So just see the condition of sun. Sun is going to be in the Lagna. I've mentioned the dates initially, so you can just go back and see that also. Sun is going to be in the first house of yours. So that is the time when you will have a lot of will to do things, or maybe there will be something which is going to trigger up and you're going to be feeling better in whatever pursuits that you take up. Okay, whatever you want to take up. Coming to the next sign, that is Virgo. Okay, Virgos, yeah. All right. So for Virgo natives, Jupiter is going to be transiting your um, sixth house, being the lord of the fourth and the uh, seventh. And it's said that, in retrogression, it gives the impact of the fifth house as well. So this is going to be maybe, making you pay more attention on your health, increase attention on your health, but it is on the positive side. Maybe, you'll be eating healthy, you'll be focusing more on exercising. So you are going to be manifesting all those physical energies during this time. That's good. This is a great time to stop smoking if you want to, or any kind of addiction that you have. So you can just go ahead with it. Also, on the negative side, this can increase some problems in the lower abdominal region, intestines, maybe something to do with liver or kidneys. So you have to be taking care, because Jupiter behaves like um, Venus here, and is going to be giving you some kind of support in the financials, also some legal matters that you're going to be solving as well during this time. Pay attention to your existing health issues that you're, so just if at all you're having health issues, you should pay more attention and be more focused on attaining the success in your endeavors. Have that servient attitude. Okay. Maybe you'll be meeting new doctors, healers, exploring alternative health treatments, new contracts with different doctors, or maybe you will be having some change in the job also. There can be some, chemistry and bonding with the co-workers is going to change now. You should take care of your, because it is looking at the 12th house, and second house is the Marka place from there where Jupiter is aspecting. So this can give you some unconventional approach to people. You're having a very different perspective towards life. So that you have to change gradually. Just try and understand people. The more you understand people, the better it is for you. It's also looking at your from this Jupiter is also looking at your 10th house, and there can be complications with your friends also during this time, because from the fifth house aspect, second house from fifth, that is sixth house. As I said, sixth house and 10th house aspect, 10th houses are not that great where Jupiter is retrograding. So it can so happen that you have something to sort out with your friends. Some complications that you have already had, you're going to be solving or resolving, those issues. quite likely. Some innovative ideas that you're getting, you're going to be actually implementing those as well. And do take care of your teeth region as well. I would say take care of your hygiene. Health is the prime focus during this time. Okay. And your enemies might be just poking you. So be careful. There are certain people who are going to backstab you. You have to keep a constant check on that as well. Financially, you're going to be sound and things are going to be better off for you, for sure. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Libra. All right. For Libra natives, this transit of Jupiter is happening in your fifth house, being the lord of the third and sixth. In the fifth house, that means your focus is on creativity. You are very creative. You're going to be having lots of fun because Jupiter is like Venus here. So you will be having that opportunity to get connected with your children. That bonding, you're going to be having childbirth on card, and also lots of fun along with risk taking ability. You're going to be having something in the pipeline, related to your workplace. So you're going to be maybe having some kind of a clarity there, and you're going to be amused and recreational activities more during this time. Lie low, take rest. If at all you're overworked, you're burnt out, so just I think this is the time that you need to relax. Also, there is some consistent hard work which is required by these student natives. It is retrograde, so you don't get fall prey to the love relationships, all that. Just get it cleared from your head. Focus on the first thing first. Okay, I'm a student, I have to study, I have to earn my living later. So you have to have that sound foundation. When retrograde phases are there, they are here to tell you something, they're here to teach you something from the past lives. Okay, you've forgotten something and now you want to complete it. So that is what this retrogression is here for. So this is the time to act timely on whatever if you're getting haywire from the right path that you are on. Okay, act timely to clear all misunderstandings that could negatively impact your relationships with your loved one also. And parents need special care because this is from the fourth house in the fifth, and also in the fourth house it's the second house, and also from the ninth it is retrograde. This from ninth it is the ninth house, so you have to take care of your parents also, parents' health also. On the professional front, I would say that you have to strive a little harder and you will get all the results that you're looking forward to. And also there can be some workload which is going to increase also. Jupiter is aspecting your 11th house. So there can be some troubles related with your friend circle. You have to sort out certain things because from the 11th, the second house from 11th is the 12th house. So there can be that you are spending a lot of money on your friends during this time. So that you have to stop. Okay. Or maybe it's not just the money or not in cash, in kind. Maybe you're spending a lot of time with your friends. So that you have to cut down on, so that you are focused on what you are here for, what you have to do first thing first, and then you can move ahead with it. And also there can be some relationship issues that you are going through, and maybe they're going to get sorted also, because Jupiter is aspecting your ninth house, and from ninth, the 10th house is the Maraka place. So there can be that you have to change your approach to working. There is something that you have to change about your working. Maybe you're expecting a lot from your coworkers, your bosses, your people at the place of work, or you're expecting a lot from you yourself, that I should do the projects and complete them this way. That approach you have to change. Rather being very, impatient, you have to be more patient, and you have to change the line of the process that you have opted for till now. Okay, if you change that, then things are going to be better off. Ketu is in your second house. Ketu in the second house is also not considered to be that, great for the monetary growth. But yes, Jupiter looking at the 11th house is definitely going to give you monetary growth as well, financial growth as well. Don't worry. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Scorpio. All right. For Scorpio natives, Jupiter is going to be transiting your fourth house, and this is being the lord of your second as well as fifth. This is going to be a positive transit for you. This is going to give you some kind of, because it's in the Kendra, so it is going to give you improvements at the home front. You might move into a larger home, quite likely, because you see Mars and Jupiter are very good for this rising. I will answer the questions towards the end. Sorry about this. Right now I'm getting a little distracted with that. So for Scorpio natives, this is a good time for improving the relationship with your family members. This is the time when you are going to be understanding people. Also, some disputes you're going to be actually resolving, and your relationship with the co-workers and bosses is also going to improve, I would say. Just get in touch with your roots. It's the fourth house, of course, some history, meet some people, or something to do with your maybe you're going to be changing some bringing about some changes in your life. If you go back and contemplate that these things have happened, you're going to be mending your ways, how you can improve yourself, looking at the past. So stick to your roots. Get back to your roots and learn from those experiences to improve your future. Also, there are certain challenging situations at the home front that you have to actually balance out with the professional as well as the home front, your family front. You have to just balance those things out. Your relationship with your mother is going to be little better. Her health might be under scan. You have to take care of her health. It might deteriorate, and you have to stay calm. You have to stay a little more patient with yourself and your family members, because Jupiter is like Venus. Venus is happy here. Venus gets digbal here, but at the same time, Jupiter is in retrogression. So this is going to give you a lot of impatience also. You want results quite quickly because it's moving backwards and it's going towards the third house zone. Third house zone transit of Jupiter is not considered to be that great. Also, in the fourth house, I forgot to mention the Veda positions. I will mention in the description box. I think I forgot to mention all the Veda positions for all the signs. Anyways, I'll mention it because in the fourth house, if there is a planet in the fifth, though there is no planet in the fifth, so there is no Veda. So this is going to be giving you some kind of relief. This, maybe some real estate issues are coming to some resolution you're going to get, and you're going to be feeling little comfortable because of your financials also. Jupiter is looking at your 10th house, so there can be that your friends are going to change. Some of your friends, one of your friends or some of your friends are going to switch the job, or they're going to be going out of the place where you are, far from you. Or it can be that there are certain health issues which are improving of your father, gurus, or something to do with your enhancement of the elevation of your father-like figures also. So that is something which is positive. Okay. The remedy that I can give you is that you should go back and check in a particular room in your house. There is something which is kept, which you have to actually go and revive your memories. Check and maybe go through the albums, go through the CDs, or go through the things that remind you of the past. And then that will bring about the solution of the current problem you're in. So this is something which is going to help you improve your future. So this is a practical remedy. I give practical remedies first. I try to. So if you feel that there is something which is actually, which requires revisiting, so do that. Maybe that has the solution lying kept there. Okay, so that's good for you. Coming to the next sign, that is Sagittarius. For Sagittarius natives, Jupiter is your Lagnesh after all, and the fourth lord, and transiting through your third house. See, third house transit is not considered to be good, but there is a Viprit Veda only when there is a planet opposite Jupiter in the seventh house, which is in the seventh house. Yeah, sorry. From not from there, but in the seventh house. So we have Venus and Sun there. So there is a Viprit Veda causing here, because Jupiter is not considered when it's direct in the third house, but here it is in retrogression. So it's going to be giving it's minimizing the impact because of the Veda positions. But yes, Jupiter, Sun and Venus are going to be leaving this zone soon. So what is happening here? This is going to be bringing about some connectivity, your communication with the people around you. There is a lot of knowledge that you have, but knowledge is very unconventional kind of a knowledge. You're not having that kind of a knowledge, which is like, everybody is acquiring. It can be very complicated kind of a knowledge, something very unconventional. You're going to be increasing those skills in your, during this Jupiter retrograde. In case you are into teaching, studying, debating, writing. So this is a good transit for you. Very great time, a good time for you. You have to buy a car, sell a property. So this is going to help you because this is going to fetch you good amount of money if you have to sell off anything. Okay. Also, there can be that you are having some foreign connectivity. This is the house quickness, this is the house of travels, also communication as well, siblings as well. Also being the lord of the Lagna and the fourth, the ascendant in the fourth house. So this is going to be giving you some kind of connectivity with yourself, some connectivity with your siblings, even more strong bonding with these people. Communication is going to be is heightened. You might receive lots of phone calls, lot of communication is suddenly started. You will feel everything was stagnant and now is, because there you are in the Bandhan Yoga also. There is a Bandhan Yoga means that you are imprisoned. Imprisoned means you're tied up to a particular place because Saturn is on one side and Ketu is on the other side of the Lagna, as you can see. But at the same time, this Jupiter is a big time saving grace because Jupiter in retrogression for you is definitely going to be positive in the third house when it's transiting. Negative zone, Jupiter retrogression, positive, minus, minus, plus. So you will receive a lot of communication calls, some phone calls, some communication suddenly starts up. And you feel that there are a lot of letters, messages, and communication happening now. So this will give you a lot of energy also to and the boost that you are waiting for, upliftment you're waiting for. Things are going to actually now start to materialize. So this is a very good approach to look at things boldly. That boldness is there, that courage is there to take risk-taking ability, that as we say, that is going to enhance. So definitely good time for you. For mother's health also, things are going to improve in case you're having some issues. Problems in your legal matters are also going to get resolved. If at all you're feeling that you have given some loans to the people around you, somebody known, you're going to be realizing those funds also. For Sagittarius natives, this transit is definitely a positive one because it's in a negative place where Jupiter is not comfortable, because Jupiter is not courage. Jupiter doesn't have courage. Jupiter in the third house cannot project. If you will go to this person and fight, he will say, okay, he will start lecturing you. He will just start giving you discourse. So Jupiter in the third house, that is the reason, is not too comfortable there because there is lack of energy, lack of courage, lack of boldness, because this is a Mars's zone and this is the zone which is owned by Mercury. So what happens when Jupiter is in the third house in retrogression? So the reverse will happen. So Jupiter now is Venus. So you're going to be very soft. You're going to be talking. You're going to be communicating with people. You're going to be having a lot of courage also. So, but don't take any kind of hasty decisions. Don't make any false commitments to people. You can go, to make money, you can go on the wrong track as well. Okay, so make sure that you don't do that. Coming to the next sign, that is Capricorn. So for Capricorn natives, this transit of Jupiter is happening in your second house and being the lord of your 12th and 3rd. So it is quite likely that for financial support, you're going to be depending on your siblings maybe, or they can be that your siblings are going to be traveling or going abroad, or, they're going to be moving away from you. Also, this brings about personal values, material comforts, possessions, because Jupiter in the second house protects the family. But when Jupiter turns retrograde, it becomes more materialistic. So this is going to enhance those things, improved financials, I would say. But yes, it can give health issues to your family members because Jupiter is losing its potency to give that piousness and that beneficence, that health protection. It is the healer also, of course. So that is actually missing out when Jupiter is moving backwards towards the first house. So, but yes, your financial improvements are there, investments are there. You're going to be taking risks also. Don't take foolish risks. That is something which I just want to quote. Don't do that. But yes, definitely money problems are going to get resolved. Take care of your family's health, take care of your speech. You can go little haywire also. Overspending is also going to be happening. Making money is good, but you are going to be having a lot of, you're splurging. So it's better that you lie low. Don't waste your money right now. Just lie low. And your relationship with your family members, you have to be a little worried about, because from the seventh house also, this is in the sixth house, in the eighth house, Jupiter's transit. And also Jupiter, is aspecting your eighth house from there. So the ninth house suffers, ninth house significations suffer. And also Jupiter is looking at your sixth house. So it is protecting somehow the, legal issues, the disease part of yours. It is also taking care of your relationship with your coworkers. You have to be more servient. You have to serve people. You have to be more humble to make to reap the good results of this transit. Okay, but do not be flamboyant. You can go overboard in making to show off. You will be actually showing that you have a lot of money. So don't do extra expenditures on these things. There can be some serious disagreements with your uncles, aunts, with your partner also. So maintain that peaceful environment around you, which gives you more, cordiality in the relationships, a peaceful environment. Some unexpected expenditures are also on cards. So be careful about that as well. Keep a check on that. Saturn in retrogression will give you a lot of opportunity for sure. Saturn is also in retrogression. Not to worry about your Lagnesh going retrograde is positive for you. Okay. Depending on your personal chart, definitely all these predictions are going to actually take the flavor from the personal chart. Only then there would be a combination of this. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Aquarius. For Aquarius natives, this transit of Jupiter is happening over your first house, being the lord of your 11th and second. So wealth giving planet, basically. This is your wealth giving planet. So this is going to give you wealth. It is going to enhance the wealth. It is going to give you cheerfulness, optimism. You're going to be feeling a lot of, positive energy here also. You're going to be feeling that you want to expand okay, what happened here? Something wrong. Sorry about that. Sorry. I just have Aquarius again. Ah, where is Aquarius gone? Okay, 1 second. So sorry about this. I think I've not made Aquarius. Okay, never mind. I'll just quickly share the screen with you. All right. So for Aquarius natives, this transit of Jupiter is happening over your first house. Jupiter is the lord of your the wealth giving lord. That is the second and the 11th lord. So this is definitely going to be positive for you in case you wish to improve on yourself. You have to be more optimistic. Your approach has to be optimistic rather than going under the overconfidence. The overconfidence can lead to bring you down. So that is something that you have to work through. Also, Jupiter is the planet of expansion. So this gives you, and in the air element also. So this will give you more indulgence, and you will maybe gain weight. So As it is, Jupiter direct has been giving you overweight, but Jupiter retrograde also does that. So people will say that Jupiter retrograde might decrease the weight, but it's not right. It will give you overindulgence. So you have to be extra careful about this. And considering the fact that Jupiter is increased, brings increased in confidence, and it is also going to give you a lot of positive energy, new beginnings. So this, you have to be extra careful in making decisions right now, because Jupiter is turning retrograde and going towards your 12th house. So this can give you new beginnings, but maybe the decisions can just fall apart, or there is some wrong decision that you make. So you have to be more careful about making decisions about your financials, about your own self. Maybe you are changing your looks and all, then this is not the right time, in case you're thinking of. Also, there can be some problems and clashes that you can start having with your partner. There can be some, um, some heated arguments often. So that you have to keep a check on, constant check on. Because if you're having all these things, then, when Jupiter is retrograde, so you are being prepared for it. So be careful about this. This is the time that you will feel your health requires more attention. So there can be that you are feeling working out less. You have been working out and now you want to just leave everything and just want to lie low. So that is also quite likely. Also, your endeavors are not going to be that fruitful as you are expecting, because it's going back, and this is the Sarasati also for you people. So this is something which I'm not too optimistic about. Being an optimistic planet going retrograde, it is giving some hiccups here and there. Also, Jupiter is looking at your 5th house, your 9th house. So you have to be taking care of your children, because from the house of children, where Jupiter is aspecting, the 6th house also suffers, which is the second from the 5th. So there can be some problems related to your financials, related to your loans that you have taken, repaying the loans, problems and clashes with the co-workers. So all the things you have to be extra careful about. I'm not saying that this is a negative transit. All the transits do give good results as well as the negatives. So you have to be prepared for both. There can be some change at the place of work which you are anticipating, which can happen, and this will be enhancing your financials also. But be wise, don't make foolish decisions. That is quite likely that you can make decisions, because you're getting detached with your workplace as well, very much, because Ketu is, as it is, transiting your 10th house. So you have to be really wise when you have to make decisions regarding your work. Maybe you quit in impulse. Oh, I am done with this. So be careful about those energies and those decision making, because Saturn is also retrograde. Don't forget that your Lagnesh is retrograde. So make sure that you think twice before making any decisions. All right. Coming to the last sign, that is Pisces. So for Pisces natives, Jupiter is transiting over your 12th house, being the lord of the Kendras, that is Lagnesh, and the 10th house. So this is going to be giving you some connectivity with the foreign people. There can be some expenditures which you can't handle, or there are they're over, you're overindulgent and you're spending a lot, and there are certain, you're running short on your funds also. So you have to be extra careful. Your father's health might be the area of concern. You might have to, put him in the hospital or something. I'm sorry to say about that, but you have to be extra careful about these. Try avoiding, connect connections with the foreign people. If you have to, then be careful. Everything should be documented. There can be that are cheated. By the end of the day, you feel that you have been cheated. So be careful about that also. Travel, of course, is a no-no, because this is the 12th house also. There can be some complications that you have to go through. Expenditures, definitely you have to keep a check on. There can be some litigation, loans, diseases that you're going to overcome, you yourself, because Jupiter is looking at your 6th house. Positive for you for those areas, but yes, for your father's health, you have to be extra careful. Jupiter is going to give you some clashes, problems in your relationship also, with your partner, with your business relationship also. You're going to be having some issues that you have to resolve. Also, Jupiter is going to be looking at your 4th house. So this is a protection to your 4th house, mother house, landed property, happiness question. That is, everything is going to be fine. But when Jupiter is wherever Jupiter looks, the second house from there, that is the sixth house significations, 10th house significations are going to suffer. So there can be some complications that can happen with your children, or children can have some complications. Really, students can have complications in their education. Focus is not there. They have to actually spend more time than what they were spending to understand a particular subject. So that is also going to make you impatient. So that you have to be extra careful about, that you don't lose patience. If you will, be positive, things are going to be positive for you as well. Saturn is transiting and looking at your fifth house any which ways. It's giving you in retrogression, of course, that's a big time saving grace. But at the same time, you're losing some focus. Your hard work that you're putting in is not being paid off. So wait for Jupiter Saturn conjunction that might improve things for you. Okay, that's happening in the month of September though. So the remedy that I can give you is just put up a swastik, and there are 4 dots. Put it up on your board where you study if you're a student, and just focus on a particular dot. One dot you focus before starting your day, so that that focus is built. For getting that focus, you have to be conscious. For getting that consciousness, you have to be aware of your environment, about your own self, and you have to be more attentive. Once you are attentive, you will definitely get that. Okay, that consciousness is required. All right, so this is it for all the zodiac signs. I think I have taken up all of the signs. There was a lot of material, so I might have not been able to cover everything. Let me quickly take up the Uma Sharma. Hi, Vanita ma'am. Will Capricorn Ascendant get promotion? Capricorn Ascendant, yeah, Saturn is retrograde. I think you will. Don't worry. Virgo legal issues. I've told already. Legal matters, I have already mentioned Pradeep Saha. So you can just go through that. Ninth house, will Jupiter in my ninth house, will chanting Guru Mantra. See, if Jupiter is in the ninth house, serve your father-like figures, gurus, and read scriptures, learn more, acquire more knowledge. Okay, this is going to be good for you. Virgos are going to feel better. For Virgos, this is a good transit. I think it's going to be better for you, for sure. See, you have to take care of the legal issues, because for Virgo natives, this is happening in your sixth house. Okay, right? So sixth house gives health issues. Sixth from sixth. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Neha. Thank you. Okay. Take care, everybody. Stay blessed and have a great Jupiter transit. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Stay blessed. Om Tat.